Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to February 2nd edition of Healing Hearts on a Monday night. I always have to be careful. I want to say, what did I used to call it? Kevali Channeling presents mini readings on a Monday. There was all kinds of different incarnations of the show. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure. How you doing there, young lady? My name is Kevin. I am Kevin the Medium from Kevali Channeling. This beautiful lady sitting next to me. Oops, that way. Nope, that way. Over there. I'll get it right one day, Jake. That is the lovely Miss Angela Clement from Awaken Your Soul's Journey. How are you, lovely?
I'm fantastic. I am excited because it's Groundhog Day, and some of the groundhogs actually saw their shadow.
I think the majority of the Canadian ones saw the shadow. So, as the medium who kind of predicts the future, but not really, I am going to officially state we're done with winter. We're turning the corner. We're coming into spring. How do you like them? Do you like that?
Yep, I like that.
I like it a lot.
Even if it's not true, it gives me hope.
Yes. Candace Stengler. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Miss Shelley. Mr. Antonio. I almost said Miss Antonio. Mr. Antonio, hello. As you come in, folks, please, no matter where you're watching, whether that be on YouTube, on Facebook, whether that be on Awaken Your Soul's Journey Facebook, Kevali Channeling's Facebook, Angela Clement's YouTube, my YouTube, Kevin the Medium, say hello. Tell us where you're tuning in from. We love to see how far this reach goes because it's important to us. I don't know why. I don't know why that's so important to me to see where everybody's tuning in from, but I think it's cool. Nelson says aloha from Honolulu. Isla. It's Isla from it's Isla and Joel all the way from California. Nancy from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Again, all over North America. It's amazing. Antonio tuning in from Fairmont Hot Springs. Folks, I haven't put the link in the chat yet, and I did that on purpose because tonight's going to be a little bit different. So Isla says they're in Woodland Hills, California, about 15 miles from Venice Beach. How cool is that? Candace Brett Heck here is here with me as well, and they're in Medicine Hat. We're not far from you. We're only down the road. But you knew that. We know them. And Dee, all the way from Calgary, Alberta. Hello, Dee, my wonderful Dee. Okay, the reason I haven't put the link in the chat yet, because we're going to start this one off a little differently. You want to pick that book up that's sitting beside you there, young lady? Yeah, that one. Oh, you've got your
it's not mirrored.
It's not mirrored. You have to change your video settings. It's called Awaken. What is it called?
Awakening Through Grief.
Awakening Through Grief. That is Angela's book, folks. She is a grief coach. And I kind of set her up. I'm not just going in blind with her like I usually do. And asking her all kinds of, because I fly by the seat of my pants. So that's what I do.
It's true.
And I'm learning that Angela doesn't fly from the seat of her pants. So I have to kind of prep her for some things. So we're going to talk a little bit about grief as we start. And the reason I want to do it is I feel there's a lot of grief because grief comes in different forms. Is that the correct way to say that, Miss Angela?
Yeah, grief is anytime we have a change in our life.
From anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. Um, so when we're talking grief, that I'm talking about, that we're seeing a lot of, you and I are seeing a lot of it within our clients as we're doing sessions. Do you want to just kind of talk about that and discuss that a little bit?
Yeah. So over the course of the last 4 years or so, I've been trying to figure out what my definition of grief is. And it's kind of morphed over the years, but I've decided that grief is a process, a God-given process that we get to help us through all the changes that happen in life. There's changes right from the time when we are born and we leave the womb. And I always use school as a example because when we leave from one grade to the next, we have to leave a teacher, we have to move schools. Each time we have a change in our life, we lose something that we had, there can be different varying amounts of grief that happen. And so I believe that God gave us, the universe gave us a way to cope with those losses in life. And a lot of us don't understand grief because it's not something we talk about. We really don't want to think about the fact that we might lose something or that something might change. We want to kind of shove it under the rug and hope it doesn't happen to us. And so grief really is that process. And what happens during the process is a lot of emotion, a lot of different emotions come up. People think that grief is an emotion. I think grief is a lot more than an emotion. It's several emotions. And it's sadness, it's jealousy, it's guilt, it's a despair, it's devastation, it's all of those things. And we struggle with all of those emotions because we're told that it's not right to be angry. It's not proper to be jealous. And so all of these emotions are coming up. We're not wanting to feel them, or most certainly don't want to act on them in any way. And so they get stored inside of us somewhere. And if we keep them shoved inside and we don't express them or allow them, then at some point we start to feel physical symptoms. And so that's where energy healing comes in for me, is I help people with those, that moving that energy. And the grief coaching comes in to help people be able to manage those emotions, to be able to express them, to be able to get them to move through them rather than holding on. And so, yeah, that's my,
When you talk about people who just bury their grief, I'm in my 60s. That was a big thing for my age group, especially males in my age group, was suck it up, princess, put your big panties on and move forward. That was a huge saying in our land, in our upbringing.
yeah.
So when you say you can get physical symptoms from burying that grief inside, is there like specific symptoms that kind of generate, or is it more widespread? It could be anything.
Well, I mean, if you look at Chinese medicine, they will say that anger is stored in the liver. So if you're feeling liver problems, that often will originate there. If
Interesting.
you have sorrow, sadness, loss, that's stored in the lungs. So then you know how people say when they're really grieving, I can't breathe, like I just feel like I can't breathe. It's very
Yes.
common for people to say that. Then yeah, it's storing that emotion. It gets overwhelming.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Um, Now, we always hear people, especially us. When I say us, I'm talking practitioners about, well, you got to deal with it. You've got to, you can't just bury it. How do people deal with it? Let's say they're not comfortable enough to come to a practitioner to help them. How do they deal with it on their own? Is there a system they can use?
Yeah, it's a little different for everybody, but one of the things is movement. So walking, exercising, dancing, doing any kind of movement helps to move the energy and helps to move the emotion. Also, being in nature, being with trees. Trees are a big thing for me.
I vote when
um,
she says that, she ain't kidding. Like she high
no,
fives. She literally high fives them. She walks by and goes, high five.
yeah,
She does. I'm telling you. And the tree, you can like feel the energy of the trees. At first, I thought she was just being goofy and it was just one of those, I'm kind of goofy. I'm going to high five trees. But you can actually, when you're with her, you can actually feel that energy around when she does that. It's really cool. Anyways, continue. Squirrel.
yeah, yeah. So nature, taking walks in nature, and also being creative in some way.
Yes.
So I say cooking is a way. Um, Coloring, drawing, writing, dancing, singing, all of those things. And if you don't know which one's best for you, you just got to try different ones and see what helps you release those things. But also, sometimes they can get so big, those emotions can get so overwhelming that you need support. You
Yes.
you can't do it all on your own.
I was just going to say that it's so important, no matter who you are. I don't care what age you are or what you've been told as you were growing through life. Um, we're never, we never have to do this alone. There's lots of us, lots of people out there that can help. And I'm telling you, folks, I have had the privilege of doing sessions with Angela and feeling that energy flow from her when she's talking to someone going through grief and she's helping them. Folks, it's amazing. So, two things. Get the book, Awakening Through Grief. You can get it. Where can they get it?
You can get it on Amazon. If you go to my webpage, you can find a link there for the audio version or the print version of the book.
Yes.
And you can get a free chapter if you sign up as well, just to test it out, test drive it.
Test drive it. So you can book your healing heart sessions at the same spot, or just a healing session with Angela. She'll have them all listed there at healingenergy.world. I felt it was very important, and I know we took up 15 minutes or so of our reading time, but folks, this is going to be a kind of a thing that we do where we talk in the very beginning of this, because I feel, especially this message, is really important for people to hear and to feel. I sound like a broken record. The energy around us right now is so messed up. It's important that we acknowledge it, and I think that's a big thing, isn't it, Angela? Acknowledging that we're going through something.
Your grief. Yeah, yeah. Having people recognize you and your pain is huge. Yeah.
Yes, it's so important. It's so cool to see all the chats, by the way. Angela's book is fantastic. Isla says she couldn't put it down. It is fantastic. I highly, highly recommend it. You can also get it on Audible if you're not an actual book reader. You can listen to it. And the cool thing is, you hear it from this lovely voice because she recorded it all herself. So
in my closet.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it. Her closet studio. It was a studio in the closet. It worked really well. It actually sounds so damn professional. So, folks, that is our chat this evening. I am going to copy this over and I'm going to put this in the chat. If I'm going to kind of preface it with saying, I'd love the newer people, the people who haven't had a reading, to click on that link. I know there's somebody out there, and I'm not going to say the name, but I know there's somebody listening that really needs a reading tonight. Those are the people we want clicking on that link. Anybody can click on the link. Even if you've had a reading before, you can still click the link. It'll take you to Restream. That's where we broadcast from, because we're able to go to 5 or 6 different platforms all at once, which is really cool. And that's why we have 15 to 20 people watching on at any given moment, which is just amazing to us. It makes our heart very, very warm and fuzzy that that many people reach out or take time, I guess it is, and actually tune in. So click that link. I'm going to start. So it's pinned. It is now pinned. So that should be on the top of your chat. I will bring it up during the session. If you want a reading at all, click that and we will get you on as soon as we humanly can. Do you want to talk about what we're doing over the next month, just as we're waiting for people to jump on?
What we're doing? Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not going to have a lot of sessions. Like, we're going to miss a few.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
should we tell people what we're doing, or should we not tell people what we're doing?
Well, we're traveling, but we're still going to do this as much as we can. When we're on the boat, we can't. I don't think there's, yeah. But the rest
so we're leaving on the 4th and heading away, and we won't be back till the end of February. But like Miss Angela said, the only day we're going to miss is probably the 9th. The 16th, the 23rd, we should be able to, as long as our Wi-Fi is okay where we're staying. So, okay, we got a few people in the waiting room. Let's go down here. If you're in the waiting room, please turn your camera on and have your mic ready. I don't know how you came in. Did you do that?
I did that.
Good. I was like, how did that happen?
And there
Michaela, are you driving somewhere? Where are you?
I'm at my kids' gymnastics place. They're in there. So this is good timing. I have like 10 minutes left. I just thought I'd try and speak on.
That's awesome. I love the fact that
it works.
People are from, and where are you? What part of the world are you tuning in from?
Stony Plain.
Stony Plain, Alberta, folks.
Yes.
Lots of energy around you. Holy cow. Michaela, are you stepping back onto your path?
Oh, I've been avoiding it, actually.
Get on it. There is so much energy waiting for you. Holy crap.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. There's
a ton. Like when I know it's a cliche. They're waiting for you. It's kind of but trust me when I say there is a ton coming on.
Yeah.
Angela, you have something for Michaela.
Is there something that's not so peaceful in your outer world? Like,
yeah, definitely. Everything.
Okay, because it feels like there's something chaotic going around the outside. And so the suggestion here is that for more peace to be restored, it is stepping into the energy of loving kindness. And having consideration for others will open your heart up, and that will help you to see the world from a different perspective, really. And the activation here is I choose to see through the eyes of kindness.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was going to say, I think that really resonates with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Well, the thing is, it's hard to be in chaos, right? Like, I mean, and the last thing you think about is, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your kids' gymnastics class.
Thank you. Yeah, 5 more minutes.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Yeah.
Folks, that's how it works. Just that simple. You come on, we give you a reading, you go off. Let's bring on, holy, we got all kinds of people on here. Are you picking or am I picking?
No, you go ahead. I already did one.
I know, it was like, how did that happen? I remember, I forgot I showed you how to do that. We're going to go over here to a gentleman named Brent Heck. Brent, can you hear us? We can't hear you. You're not muted. Off goes the camera. You see the face come in and then off goes the camera. Okay, we're going to put Brent back in the waiting room and we'll bring him on. Oh, hold on. There he is again. Can we hear you now? Hello? Nope, can't hear him. Okay, we're going to put you back in there. I'll bring you on in a little bit. Oops. Let's bring on Joel. Joel, are you ready? Nod your head.
I think I am.
There you go. How are you, sir?
Hi.
Welcome to our live show. How are you doing?
I'm sorry, say again?
I said, how are you doing?
How am I doing? I had to bring the volume up. Up and down like a roller coaster. I've been thinking about what we discussed last week, and I found it unsettling.
In which way?
Well, what you said was she rushed in. My mother rushed in to say she's sorry.
Yes.
Not asking for forgiveness. She's sorry.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice to know. Does me no good.
And, you know, hi, Isla. That's Isla, by the way.
Already. I saw you yesterday, but I miss you guys.
Hi, Ella.
Just so everybody knows, that's Isla. That's Joel. This is everybody watching.
Why do you keep jumping out of the
No,
screen?
you're on, honey. Go ahead.
Do that. She's right
a
there.
lot of times we, the answers we want aren't the answers we're given. So even if she came on and said, Joel, I am so sorry. I beg you for forgiveness.
No, that was not part of it.
Right. No, but let's say she did say that.
Okay.
What does that change?
It gives me finally, after she's gone, recognition that what she did to me was legit wrong.
Well, and by saying you're sorry, that does give you that that confirmation, because she wouldn't say she's sorry for doing something that was good.
Oh, yes,
right?
she would. If she thought it was, my mother was a narcissist. If she thought that there was a benefit to it, she would do it.
But you got to remember, narcissist, that type of thing, is a human condition. A soul is perfect. So when we cross over to the other side, we leave this flesh and bone behind, and our soul crosses over. So when our soul crosses over, we look back at our life and go, oh, man, I didn't do very good in this lifetime. I need to say I'm sorry. I can't ask Joel for forgiveness because it's way too late. I should have done that while I was alive. Then it would have meant something. As when she returns home, she has this thing called universal knowledge where she gets to see the bigger picture. We don't get to see it as humans. So for them to not come back and say, oh, I'm really sorry, that I need you to give me forgiveness so I can move forward in life over here, that has nothing to do with them living over there. That has to do with us letting go of the anger, letting go of the guilt, which I can't see that word.
Yeah.
But the anger for sure. And that helps us as humans with flesh and bone and the stupid thing we call a brain move on. If we don't let go of that, it's hard to move on. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. It's just, to me, I need to move on with or without her telling me she's sorry.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so again, it's interesting and it's good for her soul.
It doesn't, but you have to understand, it doesn't help her soul whatsoever. It doesn't benefit her soul to say she's sorry. All that is doing is bringing it forward to you, so then you have the ability to voice what's in here that's been burning inside. A lot of this I want to take off the air though, Joel, because it's going to get really personal. Okay. And I think we need to book a session off air. I don't want to, it could take 45 minutes just to go through this, but I want you to understand, when she says she came through, it wasn't so she could advance in any way. That had nothing to do with her soul doing anything. Angela, you had something.
Yeah, well, the card that came up was radical acceptance. And I think what you're saying, Joel, makes a lot of sense. If you can accept that that happened in the past and there's no way we can go back and change that, the only thing that we can do is choose to move forward. And it's a matter of letting go of anything that's holding us back from doing that. And like Kevin said, it'd probably take a little bit more to get into the depths of that. But what you're saying is true. It's all about radical acceptance.
Radical acceptance. I like that terminology.
What has happened?
I'm going to ask the AI what that means.
Yeah. I have my phone right here. I'm like, radical acceptance. It sounds really good. What does it mean? Angela says these things, and Joel, there's not a day that goes by that when she walks out of the room, I'm like, what does that mean? Because how does that affect me?
It's an education. It's more than a relationship. It's an education.
There you go. Sir, I appreciate you coming on again, but definitely I want to get you to book a session with us because there's more to delve into there.
Well, I'm hoping Isla will help me with that.
Isla, get busy. You'll have to be when we come back, Nelda. You have a month. You'll have a month to contemplate radical acceptance.
And you'll be more relaxed after the vacation. It'll be perfect.
There you go. Thank you, sir. We'll talk again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Awesome. Where are we going to go next? You pick next. Holy, there's a lot of people in there. Are you picking?
No, you go ahead.
No, you're picking. I said you pick next.
Oh, that wasn't a question.
No.
Well, I got to bring them up here because. Okay, well.
Candace,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. Where are you tuning in from?
Medicine Hat
Medicine Hat.
in my living room.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, let's see
Oh,
what we
we-
got.
we just-
Any specific question that you have?
What's that?
No
I was just
specific
wondering if there's
question.
any questions.
Just whatever comes to me today is what I need to hear.
Okay.
I'm going to let you go first, Angela.
Okay. I'm just
I know you're not ready. Because
shuffling.
usually I babble first.
Oh.
Oh.
The word explore
Ooh.
comes in. Are you feeling ready for adventure?
Yeah, always up for
Something-
adventure.
This is something about you being the center of attention for some reason.
Which
Which
she's on a show
it
that
feels
where
like
there's a
traditionally,
million people watching.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. Traditionally, this would be kind of a scary place for you to be, perhaps.
Yep.
But you have kind of the stirrings of something new coming on the horizon. And it's about learning and growing. And it's exciting. It's like you're a little hungry for something different, something new. I'll pull some more cards to get some validation.
Interesting.
But that's where it starts.
I love your comment, by the way, that you were diagnosed with functional neurological disorder from unprocessed trauma and grief.
Yes.
Have you worked through that?
I'm working through some of it.
Excellent.
Yeah. So little bits, every
That's
day.
the thing about the process of grief too, is that it doesn't all come at once.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. It would be too much, right? So
Yeah.
it comes in smaller doses and pieces, and it gives you time to be able to learn how to manage the emotions. And then as you get more comfortable with that, then more comes.
Yes.
And it gets easier because you get better at, when the emotions start to come, you recognize it, and then you learn what works for you to work through those things. So it's not so overwhelming.
Yes.
And then it becomes a life tool.
Yes, it does.
It really does.
Your guides are jumping in.
Ooh.
Without going into a lot of detail, we did a reading. Just to give the listeners or watchers, viewers. Candace and I did a reading last week.
Yeah, I think it was last week. Yeah.
It was last week. Did a lot
Or
of
no, the
that?
week before. Yeah.
You were going to work on something to smooth things out.
Yes.
Did that happen?
Not yet. This weekend. Yeah.
I feel it happening. So don't put it to the back burner. Do it sooner than later. And then you can put all the other pieces into play.
Yes.
Yeah, because the card that came forward here is Rise to the Occasion. The good news is that you're not only capable of what's required for this, but also you've you've also become even more than you know, because all of the inner work that you've been doing is going to help you with this.
Oh,
So
good.
you're not going to have the internal obstacles. Yeah. And you're really meant to shine. Like that other one said, it was like putting you into more into the light so people can see you. It's interesting.
Okay.
I don't know what's coming up, but something's coming up. It's kind of exciting. It feels exciting to me.
Private.
You
I
know,
hope
I
so.
It's private, so we're not going to go into great details. But
No.
that's just reassuring you that now's the time.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you guys.
You're more than welcome. Do you have something else, Ange?
nope, that's it.
Nope. Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Candace.
Thank you.
Whew. There's a lot of people in the waiting room. Where am I going? It is good. I'm going to go back to Brent. He's got a black camera, but I'm hoping, Brent, can you turn your camera on? I'm going to bring him on and see if we can make this work. Brent, can you hear us? Are you there? No. Brent, you're going to have to go out and come back in. Sorry, bud. I always like it. Oh, there he is. He's back in. So I'm going to remove this guest. Oops. And then bring this Brent. Ah! I'm moving my mouse too fast. Oh, Brent, turn your camera back on. There we go. There we are. Now, can we hear you?
No. How come?
I don't know what it is, my friend. Let me just go here. Doesn't give me anything. Let me go there. No. It's something with your microphone there, sir, that's not working, and I don't know what it is. You're not going to be able to confirm or anything, but changes, you're going to have to just listen. It's like me putting Angela on mute. She has to listen. No, she's not going to talk. That's hilarious. Anyway, I'm trying to be a comedian, and I'm not. Brent, lots of changes coming forth for you. Your guides, as soon as you came on the first time, jumped in really strong. And I feel like you've gone through I was going to say a roller coaster, and they changed it to a meat grinder. Like that's how bad the last, I'm going to say, year or two have been. They want you to know 2026, things start doing this. You're climbing out of that, I'm going to say, that dark place, that dark period. That's a better way to say it. The dark period of your life, and it's coming, it's not just going to do this, like a little, it's doing this, like it's straight up. So two things: enjoy the journey there, and be prepared to let go of a lot of that negativity that was handed to you. I'm going to say handed to you through the last few years. And it wasn't like you brought on that negativity. It was blocked on you. It was like, here's this negativity. You're going to have to deal with it for, I keep thinking 2 years. That's changing. All that's being left behind. And you're coming into this new chapter of your book that just feels really, really bright. And I'm like, whoo, happy, 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 happy. I want to do the happy dance. Angela, I'm going to mute myself and you can talk.
Two cards came forward. One with elephants, and elephants are a sign of abundance. especially if their trunks are going up. And this one's talking about opening yourself up to true abundance. So abundance can be monetary abundance, but it can also be abundance in your relationships. It can be abundance in your overall health. So it can be in a lot of ways. And then the other card that came through was a hidden treasure. And this one's like being open to receive the gifts that are coming to you, and ready to allow the soul gifts that are waiting to emerge in you. And it's saying you're on the right track. Whatever you're doing, keep doing, because you're on the right path. So for
Nice.
both of them to come forward like that, that's a pretty strong message. Yeah.
Good on you, Brent. Keep it moving forward. I would say I would talk to you later, but we haven't talked, so I'll just wave and say, I'll see you later. Folks, that's how easy it is. That is. Okay, I'm going to bring this person on. I want you to pull a card for Miss Nancy before I bring her on, Miss Angela, because I have a feeling this one you need to. I was going to say deal with, and I don't mean it like that. It's not meant like that, folks. No, it really isn't. Nancy is the mother of my children. We've remained friends over the decades. So, but when you know someone that well, trying to do a reading for them becomes very, very difficult because your human brain takes over. Cards don't lie. Thus, I want Angela to actually pull a card. I might jump in and say things, but we're going to bring her on. Miss Nancy from Lloyd with 2 L's, Minster, up in Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Hello.
Why can't we hear you either? It's not an us problem. It's a you problem. You know what? 30 years ago, this would have been really, really nice. So, I'm going to shut up now.
You're being mean.
And Angela, you can just listen because, oh, sorry, Nancy's going to listen because she can't talk. And I don't know what it is. That's really weird. It's 2 people in a row. I wonder if it's because they're on their phones and not a computer.
I don't know, but I can give the messages and
Give the message. You have it.
you can give me a nod if it makes sense or not. So the first thing that came up was the World card, which is probably the best card in the deck. I mean, you want the World card. And it's all about successfully accomplishing what you're setting out to do. And you've had some challenges. And that's what it's saying here. You've made it through some challenges, and there's been some lessons that you've learned through those challenges, and life has offered you those and you've met them with a lot of grace and courage. The next card that came in was about deserving success and love and abundance. And it's talking about surrendering to any low self-esteem. Setting an intention to identify and release anything that makes you feel like you're not worthy in any way. And I was just I pulled this deck out because I wanted to, it feels like this is the final piece of the message. Oh, don't hate, meditate. That's what it says.
Oh, wow.
It wants you to do more meditation, and that'll help the angels who are actually guiding you right now. They are looking for a way to give you those messages. And so they're asking that you spend a little bit more time in silence. And especially now with the world the way it is, And like, I mean, it's complicating our own lives because what's going on, the chaos in the world is actually making it worse within us, right? And so it's even more important than ever to take that time for some silence. And yeah, and just pay attention to anything that's feels like it's holding you back, because you deserve all of it. Worthy.
I'm gonna jump in because there's a
Okay.
message for the collective as well as Nancy. Nancy does a lot of meditation, and that's how she is learning to communicate with her guides better and better, and she's connecting better and better with her guides that way. It's funny because you brought up the energies of the world, and immediately I went back to 9/11 and everything that happened, the energies around 9/11. And it was really quite funny when I look back on it because Nancy doesn't pay attention to any of that stuff. It's literally when I phoned her and said, "How you doing? How you handling all this?" She goes, "What are you talking about?" We were actually getting ready to move. And she says, "I'm packing and watching the Game Show Network." She literally had no clue what was going on. And I was like, oh God, I wish I could be like that. I still wish I could be like that. But even people who aren't paying attention to what's going on, they're still feeling the energy. And I want people to understand that when you're feeling that, man, this is off, something's not right. And I don't understand why, because I'm not focusing on the bad. I'm not focusing on what's happening in the world. Doesn't matter. The energies of society are still creating that. So everybody's going to feel it. Just be aware of it. And like Angela said, the more silent time we can have with our guides, the better off we're all going to be. Anything
There's
else?
some kind of trustworthy person. Watch for a person or a relationship entering your life that you're going to get some wise and compassionate advice from.
Wise and compassionate. That's got to be me. Wise. That's got to be me. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. Take care. Stay warm up there. Is it warm up there? Is it still cold up way up north? Warm. Go this for warm, that for cold. It's warm. There we go. Okay. And there we go. Participant hidden. I like to hide. We have one other person that we're going to bring in. We're going to get this one. We can remove that guest because that guest has already been here. We're going to bring Shelly in, but it's not a reading for Shelly, she said. It was a reading for Amy. It's just on Shelly's computer. So we're going to, oops, I don't want to click that one. I want to just click that one and bring her in. There we go. Oops. Apparently I clicked it twice. There it is.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you. We can hear you.
And I'm on my phone this time.
Weird. So it's not the phone. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I couldn't see the link on my computer, so.
Oh.
Okay, so this is Amy.
Hello.
This is Kevin and
Amy.
Angela.
Amy, holy, I got goosebumps. What do you do spiritually, Amy?
I am very big into rocks and crystals.
Okay. Your guides jump in very quickly, just so you know. Do you communicate with your guides?
Yes, it's something I've been working on. I
Good.
work at a metaphysical store. I work at Jose's Handmade Imports.
Say that again. Where?
Jose's Handmade Imports.
Okay. Everybody in Lethbridge, you know where to go to see Amy.
Yeah, I'm
So
there.
your guides jump in very quickly, and the first thing they make me want to say is something that was said to me, and I always forget about this. I don't talk about this story very often, but I saw a medium, a psychic. I don't even know what she was. She did stuff. She told me message. She sent, yeah, she was a medium. And she looked at me, she goes, "Why aren't you doing what I do?" And this was long before I long before 2020 when I took my first course that you can see up here. You can kind of see the plaques. Your guys are making me ask, why aren't you doing what I do? Why aren't you getting messages and giving messages?
I'm teaching her.
Good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shelley, you don't need a lot of teaching. And it's a matter of, I always point to one side of my head and then the other. This side is where the side I use for readings, and it just comes in. This is my logical side of my brain. When I do a reading, when I do stuff like this, the logical side of my brain shuts down, turns off, because if it didn't, none of this would happen, because the message would come in and my logical side of my brain would go, this is all BS, stop it. Yet, even my logical side of the brain now is, after this many years, is like, okay, I'll just be quiet and let this happen because we know it's true. That's where you need to get to. You need to get that logical side of your brain to shh and let the energy flow through you. When I say they're talking to me, I don't hear voices. I get thoughts. I use what we call claircognizant. Just comes out. I call it verbal diarrhea. If people know me when I'm not doing readings, I don't talk this fast. I talk faster when I do readings because I've got to get it out. Blah, 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 blah. It's just one of those things. They are just insistent that you will be doing what I do. You will have people sitting in front of you and you will be giving readings. So I wish I was your age, when I always knew there was more to the world. I always saw things people didn't see. I always heard things. I always felt things people didn't. I wish I was when I was your age, something bonked me on the head and would have let me do it back then, because wow. I'm glad I'm doing it now. Don't get me wrong. I just sometimes think, wow, what would have been like if I was in my 20s and doing this? It would have been way cooler. Angela, you have something, so I'm gonna.
I was just trying to see how these all fit together, but you might be able to fit them together when I give them to you. So this one's talking about splitting your focus. This card actually came up not very long ago in a reading, and it's about a balance that you can find in life where you're focusing 30% inward and checking how you feel, and then the rest of you is living life and having some kind of external focus. So it's like constantly having that internal feeling going on as you're living life. It's a practice. And the next card that came up was impeccability, which is really you're being impeccable about, well, it's like discipline, right? It's like discipline and integrity. It's like practicing and making something happen. It's not a time to be lackadaisical or whimsical. It's a time to really hone in your skills and focus on what you want. And then there is a card that come up about surrendering to obsessive thinking, which I completely get, which is like, you know, your mind's going, the monkey mind is going about something. You may be having a dilemma over something. And so what they want you to do is to turn that over to your guides and helpers. Whatever you're mulling over in your mind and you're trying to figure out, you probably don't have enough information right now to really make that decision. And so it's just turning it over and allowing them to look after that. And I've told people before to have like a God box. We called it a God box. It's like write down the things that you can't solve, the problems you can't solve, the things that you need help with, and put them into that box. And then you know that they're working on that and you don't have to think about it. You don't have to obsessively run that through your mind. And then the other thing is just really appreciating yourself. So rather than looking on the outside for appreciation and for people to commend you, or looking to see whether people are appreciating what you do, it's like appreciating yourself and what you do for you. And so I guess the journal prompt here is, what does appreciation mean to me? So if you're a journaler, that would be a great question to write down and answer. And what would you need to change in your life right now for you to feel appreciated? So there's some food for thought for you. And
Thank you very much.
I
You're so
like it.
welcome.
Do you have a question? Was there something else you wanted answered today?
Nothing particularly, no.
Okay.
They really want you to hear. Even see, I'm going to point the right way one time. Just one time, I'm going to point the right way to where she's sitting. Right there, right there. She's sitting right there. Even doing what she does with cards. You won't need them, but you can use them.
Mhm.
Angela doesn't need the cards. I tell her that all the time. She could do what she's doing without the cards. I love that she uses the cards because it works really well with us, with our as the duo. But know that the universe has a plan. And man, I wish somebody would have said this to me rather than at 60 at your age. Trust the universe. Trust that the universe is going to give you what you need, and just follow it. Just follow their lead. Don't try to lead, then ask the questions. Follow them, then ask the question. Let them lead. Awesome, Amy. I think we will be connecting again for sure.
Sounds so great. Thank you so much. I've just recently started connecting with my spirit guides, and this has been very insightful as well. So thank you.
You're welcome. I look forward to seeing what you do.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, that's going to do it for readings. Whew, that's insane. If you have been nudged, if you have that, I want to be able to just talk directly to my loved ones, or I want to connect with my spirit guides directly without having to go through a medium. You can do it. I say it all the time. What I do isn't a gift. It's a learned skill. And I believe 10 billion, 9 billion people, just under 9 billion people on Earth. I believe all of us have that ability to do it. The problem is we've been told it's impossible. So we get this whole society burying it and burying it and burying it. So the veil becomes thicker and thicker. We can open that veil. I can show you how to do it. I'm putting a course on March the 3rd, is it? I want to say March the 3rd. Nope, that's not true. March the 3rd is the return of Kevali Channeling Presents. March the 10th, the day before my mother's heavenly birthday, is my channeling workshop. It is filling up. I originally only said I'm going to have 10 people in that. I've raised it to 15 because it filled up rather quickly, or is filling up rather quickly. If you want to be part of that, go to my Facebook or to my Calendly, and you can sign up for that. Or if you want to book a session with Angela or myself, or the combination thereof, you can go to healingenergy.world. Is that right, Angela?
Yes.
healingenergy.world, and that will take you, and you'll see all Angela's services, plus you will see our healing hearts. Anything you want to say as we say goodbye tonight, Miss Angela? Because it'll be 2 weeks now before we see these beautiful souls.
Yeah, I think just the messages that were given today, often if you think that those messages were for you, they were, even though it wasn't your reading, Take them, the ones that resonated with you, and run with it. You got it.
Run. Don't walk, run. So, folks, next week we will not have a show. That would be February 9th. We will return February 16th. God allowing us to have the proper Wi-Fi, which I believe we will. I have a good feeling that there won't be an issue with it. So, which is kind of cool because February 16th is Family Day. And so we will do a family show. No, we won't. It'll still be the same as what we always do. It's kids can watch. I didn't swear once. I was doing good. If you do a private session with me, you might hear me swear because guys don't have a filter sometimes. Anyways, folks, thank you so much. Angela, your final words to say goodbye.
Take care, everybody.
Talk to you everybody later.